I've been consumer debt free for nearly 6 years after paying off $70,000 worth of debt. But here's what most people don't tell you. Paying off debt is just the beginning. Now staying debt free, that's the real challenge. So how have I managed to stay debt free for almost 6 years? Well, it wasn't by accident. I had to make very intentional decisions that built a financial fortress around my life. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 decisions that I have made that will guarantee that I never fall back into debt. Decision number 1, I drive an older car. So I bought a new car back in 2013, and that actually contributed to $30,000 of the $70,000 worth of debt that I was in. And honestly, I didn't know any better. I just graduated college, I got my first job, and honestly, I just thought that's what adults do. But luckily, I got introduced to Dave Ramsey, and I realized that you should not be in any debt, especially not car debt. And so I began to understand that the money that I was spending on my car, like my car payments, could have been used to invest, which could have allowed me to, build wealth and help me to retire early. Needless to say, I felt completely lied to about how we should be spending our money, and I felt like I had wasted so much of my money. And from that moment on, I decided that I would never have another car payment. So that meant that I would be driving my 2013 car till the wheels fell off. And also that means that when I do get a new car, it will be paid for in cash. So that means it'll most likely be a used car. But I'm fine with that because, I had the experience of a new car, I got the new car smell, and honestly, that did not last as long as those payments did. The second decision I made was to always have an emergency fund and sinking funds. This decision was very important for me to make because for years I did not have an emergency fund. So my credit card became my emergency fund. And as you can imagine, that meant I racked up a lot of credit card debt. And I think at the height of my debt, I had $7,000 worth of credit card debt. When you don't have savings, you're in a financial danger zone because when an unexpected expense comes up, you won't be able to afford to pay for it in cash. So that keeps you in an endless cycle of debt. So having an emergency fund was priority number 1 for me. And now that I am consumer debt free, in addition to my emergency fund, I also have sinking funds. And a sinking fund is just money that you save for a specific purpose. So an emergency fund is a sinking fund, and it's for the purpose of emergencies. But I also have a house maintenance sinking fund, a vacation sinking fund, a gifts and holidays sinking fund, and a car sinking fund. And that's actually what I will use to purchase a used car in the future in cash. Having an emergency fund and sinking funds has given me so much peace of mind, and it's given me the confidence to feel like I can handle most anything that comes my way. The third decision I made was being mindful about who I allow to influence me. One of the best decisions I've made that has helped me to stay debt free was being intentional about the relationships that I engage in, both in real life and online. I am very careful about the people I allow to influence my thoughts and my actions, especially when it comes to money. So I don't have friends who are reckless with money and expect me to follow suit. Of course, I have family members who are, but you can't choose your family, right? The key is the friends that I do have are on the same wavelength as me. We all want better for ourselves and for our families, and so we're all striving for financial freedom together. And not a lot of people are on this journey, so it is wonderful to have friends or a community to walk with you. And the same goes for what I allow to influence me on the internet. Like, have you ever stopped to think, what is your algorithm showing you? Like, have you trained your YouTube algorithm or your TikTok algorithm to show you things that'll help you level up? Or is it only showing you things to keep you stressed, angry, and discouraged? You have to train your algorithm. So for example, I don't watch these influencers that have these unrealistic, high consumption lifestyles. Because, if they're showcasing this gorgeous home and all this decor, all I see is a high mortgage payment and sky-high property taxes. When they're showing off their G-Wagon, I don't see luxury. I see a $1,200 car payment with 6% interest over the next 5 years. And when these influencers are flying to these exotic places 5 times a year, all I see is high credit card debt or these brands are paying for the trips. So don't be fooled by the visuals. There's always something going on behind the scenes that you don't see. And these influencers might be drowning in debt trying to uphold this unrealistic lifestyle that even they can't afford. Lord. So be careful who you allow to influence you, whether in real life or online, and just keep your eyes on your journey and don't let anybody take you off track. The fourth decision I made was to live below my means. The foundation of my debt-free lifestyle is living below my means. So for example, when we bought our home, we made a very intentional decision to buy it based on one income, even though we had two incomes at the time. This one decision gave us a financial cushion that is allowing us to reach financial freedom. So because we live below our means, we are able to save and invest over 30% of our income. Now, there is no way we would be able to save that much if we had high monthly expenses. And once we finish paying off our mortgage, we intend to use that money to save and invest even more. Here's the thing. Most Americans make the mistake of letting the big three expenses, which is housing, transportation, and food costs, to consume over 60% of their income. But when these essential expenses only take up a fraction of your income, suddenly you have breathing room. You're able to build up an emergency fund, you're able to invest for the future, and you're able to handle unexpected expenses without relying on a credit card. This decision to live below my means forced me to get brutally honest about what truly is a want versus a need. And having that clarity is crucial because when your essential expenses are low, reaching debt freedom and more importantly financial freedom is not just a possibility, it is a guarantee. The fifth decision was just simply deciding I will not use debt. At some point I just had to make the firm decision. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord and we will not use debt. So I realized that debt and wealth are fundamentally opposed to each other. And it's just like the Bible says, sin and righteousness are opposed to each other. So how can I say that I want to build wealth while I'm still taking out a bunch of debt? The truth is you cannot do both. So making the conscious decision to no longer rely on debt was a game changer for me. And it wasn't just about paying off what I owed. It was about setting a new standard for my life. This decision definitely comes with giving up some things like traveling internationally every year, or I have to be flexible about when I can do certain things like upgrading my car. But it also comes with the peace of mind of knowing you don't owe anyone anything. And it's not just about the money, it's about freedom. So these are the 5 key decisions that have helped me to stay debt-free. And I truly believe that they can do the same for you. And remember, staying debt-free is a commitment and it's also a mindset shift. So know that you got this. I am cheering you along every step of the way. And if you are on a debt freedom journey, then let us know in the comments below because I would love to root for you. And also, if you would like to know how I paid off $70,000 worth of debt, then watch this video next and I'll see you there.